Here we're going to look at setting up a A2X Shopify account. So here we're on the A2X homepage. From the homepage, you can see that there's A2X for Shopify. We would click on that A2X for Shopify, and then you can set up a free A2X Shopify account and be in the trial mode, or you can right away sign up for an account. There are the pricing options for everything that you need, depending on how many orders per month you have, and all different kinds of descriptions there. So we would, setting up a new account, we're here in the trial mode. The trial mode will last for anywhere from 2 weeks to a month to be able to kind of test out A2X, see if it's something that you're interested in, and if it should make life a lot easier for you. So to start out, what you'd want to do is connect to your accounting software. So we would connect to Xero. Since we already have a client that's using the A2X system, it would already be in here, so it's the current company. If you're new to A2X, then you'd set up a new company and you can connect there and it would log in through your Xero account. So we would share access, and then we'd be connected. Then you want to connect your Shopify store. So you continue with Shopify. You'd want to type in your Shopify store name and connect. And then it should log you in, ask if you're wanting to install the updates and install the app. Basically, you are then connecting your Shopify store with A2X. Now, once it's set up and connected, you're going to want to go in and set up your accounts and taxes. So here, what it's doing is it's going to pull your chart of accounts from Xero and try and connect with, use your chart of accounts to connect each different transaction type in here. So you would go through, we have one for shop, let's see, we would look to sales discounts here. This is a clearing account. So type in Shopify clearing. Gift card liabilities, we have a liability account for gift cards. Other is going to be any sort of Shopify fees. Again, you have your payments and selling fees. So those are going to be Shopify fees. And then you have your Shopify pending balance. For this, your pending balance, we would leave that in the clearing account. You have your refunds, I believe we have in here is Shopify returns. You have your sales, your Shopify, and then we have a shipping income account for any sort of income that you receive through shipping. And then we have a sales tax liability account for that. Then you want to select your tax rate. If you have a tax rate on there, I will go ahead and enter these as all tax exempt. So now let's save that mapping. So now when we look at our payouts, once they pulled through, we would show that the accounts and taxes are set up. So the last thing to do would be to go into your setting. We can go through the account settings. So you can then name your account. So name it whatever you would like, whatever your business is. As you see, once you do that, it pops up on the top right is no longer unnamed entity, but as your account name. Product types, if that's something that you use, by product types. So for invoices, we want to go through, we want to make sure we're picking up all sales. If you want, you can group sales by country or region. And then if you want to do tracking codes, you can do that as well. For the history, once you subscribe, then you can pull in historical data. Connections, we're connected to our Xero account, we're connected to our Shopify account. And then down here, so there's Shopify payments, which we want enabled. And then there's other payment gateways. This is all a personal preference on how you want to receive those. Those are other payments such as PayPal or Stripe, or any other sort of payment gateway that you could be using. Preferably, we like to use monthly payouts on that, but it's a personal preference. So I would select monthly and save. And then the last part is your cost of goods sold. If you want to be able to track your cost of goods sold, A2X will select what accounts or what products have been sold, and then if you put in your costs, it will calculate how much your cost of goods were for each sale. So the expense account would be cost of goods, and then the asset account would be your inventory. So it would be making a booking from inventory, posting, or reducing your inventory and increasing your cost of goods for each settlement that comes through. And then you have your users, where you can invite whoever you want to be able to log in and use it. Billing would be your subscription and everything like that. So the last thing here is the cost. This is where all of your SKUs will come through, and you will be able to associate all different SKUs with a different cost. It will automatically, any new SKUs that are sold, it will automatically pull and list them here. But you also can, through the advanced, you can upload a CSV file that has all of your SKUs and all of the costs for each SKU in there. And there's templates as well to do that and make it a lot easier. So once it's all said and done, then payouts would start to appear, and you could go through and start seeing those. So here we can go to a client that has payouts. So everything has been configured. Here we see that there's the Shopify payments, there's the PayPal settlements, everything that's coming through. When the status shows up as blue, that means that everything is good. When it shows up as red, that means there's some sort of an error. So with this one, if I reviewed the payout, we're going to see that there's 2 SKUs that we're missing costs for. So I would go back, I would look through, figure out what the cost is for these SKUs, and in our cost tab here, it pulls all of the SKUs and everything, and then down at the bottom, I've got all these SKUs that currently are new and loaded, but we do not have a cost loaded in there for. So that is how you can set that up. To push them to 0, you would go to, once they're all ready, you'd go to review. And then you can see this is the invoice that it would push over to 0, and you can send it to 0. And then same with your cost of goods. Here's the invoice, each SKU, how many was sold, what your cost was, and then what the total cost would be. And it will make a booking for that total cost of goods from, like I said before, from inventory to your cost of goods sold account. So that is all.